Whether your Jeep has a soft top, retractable top, or no top, you may find yourself in need of security for your valuables, like your recovery gear or other valuable items that you have stored in your Jeep. Hopefully this video will help you select a storage option that works great for your vehicle and your needs. Today we are going to compare two different secure storage options for the Jeep JLU Wrangler. In this case, we've got the Extreme Trunk from EZ4x4. This is the version that we've got in Teal Ox. We just got this at the 2025 Jeep Invasion. So we want to look at some of the pluses and minuses of each of those and help you make a decision if you are looking for some kind of secure storage for your Jeep. The Apollo has the Diabolical Slipstream. It's the one that we got at Jeep Beach 2024. It has a lot of pluses, but a few minuses. One of the big ones, as you'll see, is the price. There's a significant price difference between the two of these. The EZTRUNK retails for around $7.99 typically. The Diabolical Slipstream now is over $1,600. They do have a brand new version I'll talk about later in the video that I'm not very familiar with, but I did see it when I was researching the Slipstream to make sure I had up-to-date information. It does compare more to this in about the same price range, but again, we don't have any first-hand knowledge of that one, but I will share the link to it. So all things being equal, when you're deciding between the Diabolical and the EZTRUNK is, to me, one of the big deciding factors is the latching mechanism that the EZTRUNK has. The latching mechanism on the Diabolical is really clunky to me. It's hard to tell when it's you got it engaged or not engaged. And with the EZTRUNK, it's very simple. You pull the safety mechanism, you unlatch it. It's a very smooth process. The latch is just, the whole mechanism is just a much smoother. As you can see, it just goes over the safety pin latches. It's just a smooth system. So to fold the EZTRUNK version, you undo the latches as I previously showed, and then there is a grab handle that you pull, and that collapses that part down, and you just fold over. So now you can load bigger stuff in here. You do have mostly a flat floor. One of the other things to be aware of with the EZTRUNK Extreme is it does have some area where you have bolt holes as well as bungee cord slots where you can tie things down. The Diabolical Slipstream has a rail along the top. I'll insert a picture of that where you can attach things to. This is kind of nice if you could actually bolt some plates down here where you could actually mount some stuff. So one of the things you have to be careful with the EZTRUNK is making sure that these cords don't get caught over in the side, because if they do, then you aren't able to pull the safety latch. That's one of the reasons why we took the front ones off, because it would get folded up in the seam here, and if you didn't see it, it would get closed down, and once you close that latch, you have to release that safety latch. So when you latch it, that engages that pin, and these won't accidentally vibrate loose. That's a nice feature, but it's also sometimes, if this is stuck somewhere where you can't release it, it can be a pain. Another key difference between the two is the ease of assembly and installation. The EZTRUNK is much easier to install and just put together. The Diabolical required 2 people, and I did the EZTRUNK by myself. The Diabolical consists of a lot more parts that have to be held and assembled. One of the important things to be aware of if you're going to install the EZTRUNK Extreme or the Diabolical Slipstream on a Jeep with the Sky One Touch is that you will have to loosen the Sky One Touch roof to be able to get the panel underneath the roof part here. So there are 2 5mm Allen screws. There's one here. The other one is accessible behind this panel. You can see it right here. You just loosen these. You don't have to, this one you have to take all the way out. This one you just loosen. just enough to be able to lift the roof panel up and slide the wing underneath there. You have to do that on both sides. Now here you got to kind of fight around the cord. You can unplug this and get it out of the way, and it's a lot easier. You can get a socket in there. And once you do that, just tighten these back down. It's important to make sure you have this hole lined up good, because the pins from the Sky One Touch go in there. Another important thing to note is these round head bolts must be installed before the walls go in. That was not really called out very clearly in the instructions, and I missed that and had to take the walls loose again to install those. So here we have Apollo 2 with the Diabolical Slipstream. As you can see, pretty secure. When the hatch is closed, it secures this. You can't get in as long as the doors are locked. So with the Diabolical Slipstream, the latching mechanism is different. As you'll see when I tilt this back, you have a latch on each side. So you have two of these latches. This just pivots over and locks. And you have to make sure these are adjusted right and loose enough or they won't work. So with the Diabolical, if you want to take it out, say you're somewhere again shopping and you want to put something big in here, you have to kind of pre-plan or have room to store this somewhere else in the Jeep, because this won't fit down in the bed. You have to take this panel here, store it somewhere in a Jeep, or like I said, take it out before you go shopping. Same thing with the back panel. This back panel, you have to pull the pins. It's a much more cumbersome process if you are ever in a situation where you need to use the full space in your cargo area. So like I said, one of the things that I don't like about the Diabolical is the latching mechanism. It's not smooth. It's very difficult when you're blindly trying to latch it, to tell which way you got to turn it and whether it's engaging properly or not. If you're not careful, you'll turn it thinking you latched it, and it just slides on the top of the lip. It's a very stiff mechanism. And versus the EZTRUNK is just a smooth mechanism, and then it's got the safety latch as well. So that to me, if you're looking at the EZTRUNK or the Diabolical Ridgeback, which is kind of its equivalent, that's a big deciding factor. And again, going back to the fact that the Diabolical is 100% made in America. That's a big factor, but that's not why I would choose the EZTRUNK. The positive with the Diabolical versus the EZTRUNK is you don't lose any space on the side. As you can see, this is the OEM panels. You just have a brace here. Same thing over here. So you do have OEM panels exposed, so you don't lose that. Your subwoofer is open to this compartment. So with the EZTRUNK, you do lose about 2 inches, maybe a little bit more than 2 inches of depth on the sides. You can see I'm touching the back wall there, so you lose that much. So that's a concern. You do lose a little bit of storage, and storage is a premium on Jeeps, so that's something to consider. Prior to finishing the video, we did add the carpet to our EZTRUNK. That's a $99 option. Diabolical does have something similar. It's a marine deck, but it's over $300. One big factor for the Diabolical, though, is the fact that it is made in the United States. I don't know exactly where the EZTRUNK's made. I'm assuming China, but it's certainly made overseas. But the Diabolical is engineered and manufactured in the United States. So take that into consideration. The new Ridgeback definitely bears some looking into because of the fact that it's like the EZTRUNK, and it is made in the United States, but it still shares that same latching mechanism that the Slipstream has. So now that we've had both of them for a little while, we've had this installed in Teal Ox for about 2 weeks. The one in Apollo has been in there for a year and a half. If I had to pick between the two, when you factor in all the factors, I would go with the EZTRUNK. You do lose a little bit of space, like I said, but the ease of folding it and folding the whole system out of the way, the latching mechanism It's just less clunky. And then you factor in the price. Just the value, especially now with the new price for the Slipstream, I just don't see it. You make that decision for yourself. Buy what you think works best for you. I definitely think the new version of the Diabolical that they've come out with, and like I said, I'll post some information about that. That is definitely warrants some looking at. But we're happy we have both of them. We can keep our equipment secured and not have to worry about it either being stolen or smacking us in the back of the head if we hit a big bump. Thanks for watching.